Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Understanding that Mr. Rodriguez, number 101, will not be seen, I am going to continue that case to the 7 p.m. session. And then let's see, we've got number 6 and 7. My understanding that we are starting with the folks who need the Spanish interpreter.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning. Please state your name.
Muy buenos días. ¿Me puede dar su nombre?
José Manuel Gámez de Goyado.
José Manuel Gámez Degollado.
Great. Good morning, Mr. Gámez del Gollado. You are here for your initial appearance.
Muy buenos días, señor Gámez Degollado. Le dice la juez, está usted aquí para su comparecencia inicial.
You are here on charges of unlawful use of a means of transportation,
Está usted aquí porque tiene una acusación de uso ilegal de un medio de transporte.
burglary in the 3rd degree,
Entrada ilegal de tercer grado
and possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia.
y posesión de una droga peligrosa y también de accesorios de droga.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer callado. Todo lo que diga puede y será utilizado en su contra.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the legal defender's office to represent you.
Usted tiene el derecho a ser representado por un abogado y sí le voy a asignar al defensor legal para que lo represente en este caso.
We are going to discuss your conditions of release, and you do have counsel seated with you for that purpose this morning.
Vamos a hablar de las condiciones de liberación y para el propósito de hoy tiene un abogado sentado enseguida de usted.
I have reviewed the interim complaint describing the circumstances surrounding your arrest.
He revisado la denuncia provisional y las circunstancias que conllevaron al arresto.
I have also reviewed the Pima County Attorney's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $7,500.
Y también ya revisé la recomendación del abogado y dice que se le debe de retener con una fianza de $7,500.
And I have reviewed information from pretrial services, which lets me know whether you have any prior felony convictions.
Y también revisé el informe de los servicios previos al juicio y eso me informa a mí si usted tiene antecedentes penales o condenas previas.
It also contains information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community and any references.
Y también contiene información para hacerme saber a mí si usted tiene vínculos con la comunidad o referencias.
And pretrial services, assessments, and recommendations.
Y viene la valoración de los servicios previos al juicio y también las recomendaciones de ellos.
Would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor.
La fiscalía desea ser escuchado adicionalmente y dice que no el fiscal.
And defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Y el abogado defensor sí va a hablar.
I would like to highlight that while Jose has 2 priors, he has no failure to appear history.
Quisiera mencionar que aunque José sí tiene 2 condenas previas, él no tiene antecedentes de no haberse presentado a sus audiencias.
He is a lifelong Tucson resident, has housing, and is employable.
El señor ha sido residente por mucho tiempo aquí en el condado de Pima, tiene donde vivir y también el señor puede trabajar.
This information was verified by his mother, and his mom also indicated she can take third-party custody and provide transportation to future court appearances.
Y esta información fue verificada por la mamá de José y también ella está dispuesta a tomar la custodia como tercera parte. Ella también puede proporcionar el transporte para que José se presente a todas sus audiencias futuras.
This is also categorized as a nonviolent felony.
Esto también, su señoría, se categoriza como un delito no violento.
If the court's not inclined to release him to pretrial services, then we would be asking for a nominal bond.
Y si la juez está considerando en no liberarlo y que quede bajo la supervisión de los servicios al juicio, entonces pedimos que se le fije una fianza simbólica.
Thank you.
Gracias, dice la juez.
Mr. Gomez Degollado, I am going to order that you are held on a bond of $2,500.
Señor Gámez Degollado, voy a ordenar que a usted se le fije fianza de $2,500.
That will be cash or secured, and if you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services.
Esa fianza la deberá pagar en efectivo o en garantía. Y si usted deposita la fianza, va a quedar libre, pero bajo la supervisión de los servicios previos al juicio.
You must submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services.
Usted debe de seguir las indicaciones que le indiquen los servicios previos al juicio y si le indican que tiene que tomar tratamiento o algún tipo de monitoreo, usted lo tiene que cumplir.
You may not possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and you may not possess firearms or weapons.
Usted no debe de consumir o poseer bebidas alcohólicas, drogas ilegales, ni tampoco ningún tipo de arma de fuego.
No contact with the alleged victim, and do not return to the incident location.
Usted no debe de tener contacto con la presunta víctima, ni tampoco volver al lugar de los hechos o del incidente.
Your next court date will be scheduled as a preliminary hearing.
La próxima audiencia es una audiencia preliminar.
That's on November 13th at 1 p.m. at Green Valley Justice Court.
Y su próxima audiencia es el 13 de noviembre a la 1 de la tarde en Green Valley Justice Courts, allá en Green Valley.
If you fail,
De arresto para que lo vuelvan a detener. ¿Le quedó claro, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
thank you. That's all for today.
Gracias. Y es todo por hoy.
No voy a detenido. Sí. Ruiz. Vamos a ir acá.
Please state your name.
Jesús
puede decir su
Alberto
nombre?
Ruiz. Jesús
Jesús.
Alberto Ruiz.
Jesús Alberto Ruiz. Gracias, señor.
Mr. Ruiz, this is the time for your initial appearance on a couple of different matters.
Señor Ruiz, este es el momento, la comparecencia inicial, porque tiene varios asuntos.
You have a felony charge of aggravated assault.
Usted tiene una acusación por delito grave que es agresión con agravantes.
And then you have 3 misdemeanor charges out of Tucson City Court for criminal trespass, resisting arrest, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Y tiene 3 acusaciones por delito menor que salieron de Tucson City Court. Una de ellas es alteración al orden público, resistirse al arresto y posesión de accesorios de droga.
And then you also have a Pima County Justice Court misdemeanor case on charges of assault.
Y también tiene un caso que salió de Pima County Justice Court, que es un delito menor por agresión.
That case is from June, and a warrant was issued based on your failure to appear at court.
Esa acusación se hizo en junio y se emitió una orden de arresto en su contra porque no se presentó a la audiencia.
You have the right to remain silent on all of these charges.
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer callado en todas estas acusaciones.
Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Lo que usted diga puede y será utilizado en su contra.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney in the felony matter, and I am appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Usted tiene el derecho de ser representado por un abogado y en el caso del delito grave, sí le voy a asignar un abogado de del defensor público para que lo represente.
In the misdemeanor charges, you always have the right to hire an attorney of your choice.
En los casos por delito menor, usted tiene el derecho de contratar a su propio abogado, el que usted prefiera.
And under certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf.
Y en ciertas circunstancias se le puede asignar un abogado.
We are going to discuss your conditions of release, and you do have counsel seated with you for those purposes this morning.
Esta mañana vamos a hablar de sus condiciones de liberación y para el propósito de esta audiencia tiene un abogado sentado enseguida de usted.
I have reviewed the interim complaint describing the circumstances surrounding your arrest on the felony charge.
Ahora, yo ya revisé la denuncia provisional y me da información acerca de las circunstancias que conllevaron al arresto por el delito grave.
I have also reviewed the officer's narrative for the Tucson City Court misdemeanors and the warrant on the Pima County Justice Court misdemeanor.
Y yo también ya revisé toda la información, la narrativa que proporcionó el policía por los delitos menores y también que conllevó al arresto y también el reporte que se hizo en Pima County Justice Court.
I have reviewed the Pima County Attorney's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $50,000 in the felony matter.
Y también ya revisé la recomendación del abogado del condado de Pima y él está recomendando que yo le fije una fianza a usted de $50,000 en el caso de delito grave.
And I have reviewed information from pretrial services, which lets me know whether you have prior felony convictions.
Y también ya revisé el informe de los servicios previos al juicio. Esa agencia me avisa a mí si usted tiene condenas previas.
It also lets me know what information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community or any references.
Y también me informa lo que usted les dijo a ellos, la información que usted proporcionó a ellos acerca de que si usted tiene vínculos con la comunidad.
And it contains pretrial services assessments and recommendations.
Y también contiene la valoración y las recomendaciones de los servicios previos al juicio.
Would the state like to be heard further on its bond recommendation?
No, Your Honor.
La Fiscalía desea hacer algún comentario adicional con respecto a la fianza y la recomendación de fianza. Dice el fiscal que no.
And then I also have information that there is a parole violation and you are being detained or you have a Department of Corrections hold. So regardless of what I ordered in these cases today, you would not be released until that was resolved.
Bueno, y también, señor, tengo información de que usted tiene una orden de detención y una orden de arresto. Entonces, sin importar lo que yo ordene ahorita, usted no va a poder salir libre.
Would the defense like to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor.
Y el abogado defensor quiere ser escuchado.
You're correct. I'm also seeing a DOC hold. So regardless, Jesus will not be released from custody.
Bueno, usted tiene razón, su señoría, sí hay una orden de arresto del Departamento de la Correccional, entonces no importa lo que ordene la juez hoy, el señor no podrá salir, se tiene que quedar bajo custodia.
He only has one prior, and from what I can tell in the interim complaint, the officer, there's not a lot of information in the interim complaint, but I'm not seeing any significant injuries noted.
Bueno, sí, en efecto, tiene una condena previa y estoy leyendo la denuncia provisional y pues el policía aquí menciona, bueno, la verdad, su señoría, no hay mucha información y veo que sí hubo lesiones.
For those reasons, something significantly less than $50,000, I think is appropriate, maybe $5,000.
Y por esas razones yo pienso que una fianza menor de $50,000 sería apropiada en este caso, quizás algo como $5,000.
Thank you.
Gracias, dice la juez.
All right, I am going to order that you are held on a bond of $5,000 cash or secured.
Señor, voy a ordenar que usted tiene derecho a la fianza $1,000 en efectivo o en garantía.
If you were to be released, you would be released to pretrial services.
Y si usted sale libre, va a quedar bajo la supervisión de los servicios previos al juicio.
You would be required to submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services.
Y usted se va a tener que someter a cualquier monitoreo o evaluación que le indiquen los servicios previos al juicio.
You may not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Usted no debe de poseer o consumir bebidas alcohólicas ni tampoco drogas ilegales.
You may not possess any firearms or weapons.
Usted no debe de poseer ningún tipo de armas de fuego.
You may not have any contact with the alleged victim or return to the incident location.
Usted no puede tener comunicación ni contacto con la presunta víctima, ni tampoco volver al lugar del incidente.
And I will set your next court date as a preliminary hearing.
Y su próxima audiencia la voy a fijar como una audiencia preliminar.
That will be on November 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Va a ser el 14 de noviembre a la 1:30.
If you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Si usted no se presenta a esa audiencia, señor, se puede emitir otra orden de arresto. ¿Le queda claro?
No.
No.
Which part do you not understand, Mr. Ruiz?
¿Qué parte no me entendió, señor Ruiz?
Pues si yo soy humano y hoy es el momento que yo diga sí o no, y ahorita ni quiero hablar, pero tengo mucho odio contra la manera que hacen ustedes las cosas.
Okay.
No, yo pienso que no están bien. I mean, like, yo escucho, yo sí entiendo, es lo que estoy diciendo, es más, estoy bien enojado con ustedes. Es algo, una broma, lo que está pasando aquí.
Okay. Permítame. Well, I'm just human, and I would like to say that are many things that I don't agree. I have much hatred for all of the things that are happening because you guys are not doing things correctly. This is not right. And I do understand, but I don't agree with you guys. I'm very angry at you guys because I think this is like a joke.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ruiz.
I mean, I can't believe I was just put so much freaking pressure to say yes or no. I would have been kicked out and put into an ISO, man. And that's messed up. I can't believe that those were the circumstances I was under to say yes. Yes, I do get it.
Thank you.
I don't give a fuck.
And then we will turn to your misdemeanor case out of Pima County Justice Court. In that case, I am going to order that you're held on a bond of $50 cash or secured. And your next court date will be tomorrow at 1 p.m. in that case with
What you
Judge
weak at me for?
You may not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, and you must abide by any previously set conditions of release. And then we'll turn to your
Bueno, señor, no.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Bueno, ahora vamos a hablar del delito menor. Le voy a fijar una fianza de $50 en efectivo o asegurada y también su próxima audiencia va a ser mañana a la 1 de la tarde. Y las condiciones son no consumir alcohol ni drogas ilegales y usted debe de obedecer cualquier condición previa de liberación. Go ahead, Your
And we are appointing Doug Taylor to represent you in that case.
Y sí le vamos a asignar al abogado Doug Taylor para que lo represente en ese caso.
Oh, okay. Actually, we're going to appoint Gary Grinkowicz to represent you in that case.
Perdón, le vamos a asignar a Gary Winkowicz para que lo represente en ese caso.
All right.
Finally, we'll turn to the Tucson City Court case.
Y finalmente vamos a hablar ahora el caso que tiene con Tucson City Court.
In that case, I am going to order that you're released on your promise to appear for court.
En ese caso, sí voy a ordenar que usted queda libre, pero con la promesa de que se va a presentar a su próxima audiencia.
You may not possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs.
Y no debe de poder consumir bebidas alcohólicas ni drogas ilegales.
You may not have any contact with the alleged victim of the criminal trespass.
No debe de tener no puede tener contacto con la presunta víctima de la entrada ilegal.
And you may not return to the incident location.
No puede regresar al lugar del incidente.
I will appoint the City of Tucson Public Defender to represent you.
Y si vamos a asignarle al defensor público de la ciudad para que lo represente.
And your next court date will be on December 12th at 9 a.m. Oh,
Y su
sorry.
próxima audiencia en ese caso, go ahead, Your Honor.
It's actually going to be December 19th.
Okay. Y su próxima audiencia en este caso va a ser el 19 de diciembre.
If you are out of custody and you fail to appear for that court date, a warrant can issue for your arrest.
Y si usted está libre para esa fecha y no se presenta a su audiencia, se va a emitir una orden de arresto para que lo vuelvan a detener.
The hearings can also go forward without you, including your trial.
Y las audiencias pueden proceder aunque usted no esté presente, incluyendo su juicio.
If you are found guilty and then you fail to appear for sentencing for 90 days, you can lose your right to a direct appeal.
Y si a usted lo hallan culpable y no se puede presentar para la imposición de la pena en 90 días, usted pierde su derecho a apelar el caso.
And that's all for today. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I will enter pleas of not guilty on the Tucson City Court cases.
Bueno, y antes de irnos voy a presentar una declaración de no culpable en los casos que tiene pendiente en Tucson City Court. Y es todo por hoy.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, Your Honor, I missed the date for the Justice Court.
It's tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
What did I miss? Oh, no. Oh, he didn't.
And Your Honor, this is the interpreter. I believe that was the last Spanish speaker for today, for this morning.
Can the jail confirm?
That is correct, Your Honor.
What was correct?
May the interpreter be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please state your name, sir.
Savigny Avila?
Mr. Avila, this is the time for a review hearing on your out-of-county warrant, I believe. Yep. It looks like you are still being held here on local matters. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So what I'm going to do is just set another review hearing for approximately 30 days to see if you are still being held here locally or if you have been released either to Pinal County or otherwise. If you are still here at the jail, they'll make you available for the hearing like they did this morning. If you have been released to Pinal County or otherwise, you do not need to worry about our hearing. We will simply stop reviewing the out-of-county warrant. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, sorry about that.
That's all right. Thank you.
I'm gonna do better, all right?
Thanks.
Yep.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Baseline Contreras Raheem Ball.
Mr. Bowman, this is the time for your initial appearance. You're here this morning on felony charges of promoting prisoner contraband. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the public defender's office to represent you. And we are going to discuss your conditions of release. I have reviewed the interim complaint, which describes the circumstances surrounding these charges. I have also reviewed the county attorney's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $5,000, as well as information provided by pretrial services, including what your criminal history looks like, as well as what information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community or any references, and pretrial services assessments and recommendations. And it looks like you also have holds or warrants on other cases. So regardless of what I ordered in this matter, you would not be released unless those were resolved. And he doesn't have a city court case up this morning, right? No. Okay. All right, great. Would the state like to be heard further regarding its bond recommendation?
No, Your Honor.
And defense?
Your Honor, I would just like to highlight that he does have a hold and will remain in custody and ask that you impose the lease owner's conditions.
Thank you. I am going to order a bond of $2,500 cash or secured. If you are released, you'd be released to pretrial services if you weren't released to the out-of-county hold. You'd be required to submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. Then your next court date will be set as a preliminary hearing. That's on November 14th at 1:30. If you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand, Mr. Bowman?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That's all for today.
What am I hold out for?
Good morning. Please state your name.
Lisa Marie Kamick.
Ms. Klimek, this is the time for your review hearing on your Maricopa County warrant on several felony drug charges, and it looks like a retail theft charge. It looks like you are also still being held here locally on local matters. Is that correct?
Correct.
Great. So what I'm going to do is set another review hearing in about 30 days to see if you are still or if you have been released to Maricopa County or otherwise. If you are still being held here, then the jail will make you available for the hearing again. And if you have been released, then you will not need to worry about our hearing. We will simply stop reviewing your out-of-county warrant. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Sound check, Your Honor.
I can hear you.
Ominously quiet for far too long.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Victor Corrales.
Mr. Corrales, this is the time for your initial appearance. You are here on a misdemeanor warrant out of Pima County Justice Court for charges of disorderly conduct from May of 2024. It looks like the warrant was issued on October 8th of 2025 based on failure to appear for a post-adjudication hearing. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing Douglas Taylor to represent you. We are going to discuss your conditions of release. I have reviewed the warrant and the booking information. I have also reviewed the request of the assigned judge that you be held on the amount set in the warrant, which is $1,445. It does appear under the circumstances of this being a post-adjudication warrant that is appropriate. So I will order setting bond in the amount of $1,445, cash or secured. The additional conditions of your release are no alcohol or illegal drugs and abide by the conditions of probation. And you're actually going to be seen on this again later today at 1 p.m. So that will be your next court date. If you were out of custody by then and failed to appear, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand, Mr. Corrales?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. That's all for today.
What?
Please state your name.
Jim Saldivar.
Mr. Saldivar, this is the time for your initial appearance. You're here this morning on charges of assault, which is a domestic violence misdemeanor offense. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice, and under certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf. We are going to discuss your conditions of release, and I have reviewed information provided by pretrial services, as well as the officer's narrative from the arresting agency. Sir, if I were to order that you were released on your promise to appear for court, would you appear for your future court dates?
Yes, ma'am.
And if I were to further order that you could not have any contact with Brenda Robinson, you could not go to her residence or workplace or the incident location, would you abide by that order?
Yes, ma'am.
So I will order that you are released on your promise to appear.
Yes, ma'am.
The additional conditions of your release are no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with Ms. Robinson, do not go to her residence or workplace, including the incident location, and you may return one time with law enforcement to retrieve your personal belongings if you need to. You will take my order to the closest police station to the residence, and they will escort you to the residence to obtain your belongings. You must also establish an alternate address. Your next court date will be scheduled for December 5th. That's at 9 a.m. with Judge Cranshaw at Tucson City Court. If you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. The hearings can also go forward without you, including your trial. And if you are found guilty and then fail to appear for sentencing for 90 days, you can lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand, Mr. Saldivar?
Yes, ma'am.
I will enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf, and you are presumed to be innocent, and that's all for today.
Thank you.
Mr. Last.
Please state your name.
Kate Tovar.
Ms. Tovar, this is the time for your initial appearance. You're here this morning on charges of assault and disorderly conduct, which are domestic violence misdemeanor offenses. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented, you have the right to hire an attorney of your choice, and under certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf. And we are going to discuss your conditions of release. I have reviewed the officer's narrative from the arresting agency. I have also reviewed information provided by pretrial services. If I were to order that you were released on your promise to appear for your future court dates, would you appear for your future court dates?
Yes.
Right. So I will order that you are released on your promise to appear. The additional conditions are to possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs and commit no acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is scheduled for December 9th at 1:30. That's with Judge Millian at Tucson City Court. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. The hearings can also go forward without you, including your trial. And if you are found guilty and then fail to appear for sentencing for 90 days, you can lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
I will enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf, and you are presumed to be innocent. That's all for today.
Thank you.
You're there, please.
Please state your name.
Francisco Alberto Rones.
Mr. Barones, this is the time for your initial appearance. You're here this morning on misdemeanor charges of criminal damage and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Those are domestic violence offenses. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice, and under certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf. I have reviewed the officer's narrative from the arresting agency. I have also reviewed information provided by pretrial services. Mr. Barones, if I were to order that you were released on your promise to appear for future court dates, would you appear for your future court dates?
Yes, I will.
If I were to further order that you could not have any contact with Vanessa Barones or Isabel Federico, would you abide by that order?
Yes, ma'am. I have order of protection against them as well. It just wasn't served on them.
So I will order that you are released on your promise to appear for your future court dates. Additional conditions of your release are that you may not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You may not commit any acts of domestic violence. You may not have any contact with those 2 individuals. You cannot go to their residence or workplace or the incident location. You may return one time with a law enforcement officer to retrieve your personal belongings. You'll take my order to the nearest police station to the residence, and they will escort you there to obtain your belongings. And you must establish an alternate address.
Ma'am,
Sure. Go ahead.
I the order of protection is granting me exclusive use of the house. I just never went to pick up the paperwork because I was working. We're going through a divorce. We're selling the house. Like I'm trying to get out of this. Like out of there. Well, the residence, we're selling it. So how do we go about that if we can't talk or if we can't? The realtor, like you know, it's a complicated situation. Like I don't understand how we can do it.
So if you have a divorce case going on, the things that occur in that case do not count as violations of an order of
Okay.
protection, like communications through court.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I had some kind of, because I was granted that before, this was last week. But yeah, just
the paperwork served on her.
So you'll be able to work out all of that stuff through your divorce case, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
And then you can have these orders modified as necessary at a future hearing with a future judge. And your next court date that I'm going to schedule for you is going to be on December 9th at 1:30.
Good.
That is for domestic violence arraignment. It's with Judge Millian at Tucson City Court. If you fail, go ahead.
Is that the one on like Stone, the newer one?
It's the
Or
one
is it?
on Alameda.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. The hearings can go forward without you, including your trial. And if you are found guilty and then fail to appear for sentencing for 90 days, you can lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand, Mr. Barones?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf, and you are presumed to be innocent. That's all for today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Right. Gotcha.
Please state your name.
Manuel Salazar.
Mr. Salazar, this is the time for your initial appearance. You are here on a warrant for charges of assault and disorderly conduct, which are both domestic violence offenses out of Tucson City Court. It looks like that warrant was issued based on your failure to appear for a court date. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice, and under certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf. We are going to talk about your conditions of release, sir. I see you were previously released on your promise to appear, and then it looks like you did not appear on that very next court date. If I were to give you another chance to appear, would you appear for court?
Yes, I will.
So I am going to order that you're released on your promise to appear. The additional conditions of your release are to possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs and commit no acts of domestic violence, abide by any previously ordered conditions of release. It looks like last time you were ordered to have no contact with the alleged victim and not to go to their residence or workplace, so those are still in place. Your next court date is going to be scheduled for December 9th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's at Tucson City Court with Judge Millian. And if you fail to appear for court, she will likely issue another warrant for your arrest and you'll end up appearing like this again. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, that's all for today.
Thank you.
Good morning, please state your name.
Jerry Foster.
Mr. Foster, this is the time for your initial appearance. You are here on class 4 felony charges, domestic violence against a child. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the public defender's office to represent you. We are going to discuss your conditions of release today. You do have counsel seated with you for that purpose this morning. I have reviewed the interim complaint, which describes the circumstances surrounding your arrest. I have also reviewed the county attorney's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $35,000. And I have reviewed information from pretrial services, which lets me know whether you have any prior felony convictions or relevant misdemeanors. It also lets me know what information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community and any references, and I have reviewed their assessments and recommendations. Your wife is also present in the courtroom today. Would the county attorney like to be heard further regarding its recommendation?
No, Your Honor, considering the gravity of the charges and all the circumstances in the interest of decorum, I will not go further. 35,000 is absolutely appropriate.
Thank you, and defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to highlight that while Mr. Foster has a prior misdemeanor and felony, he has no failure to appear history. He scored a 4 on the new criminal activity scale and only a 3 on the failure to appear scale. It looks like he has housing with his spouse, is employed full-time and has been in Tucson the past 3 years. All of this was verified by his spouse, and she also indicated she can take third-party custody of him and provide transportation to future court appearances. For those reasons, we're asking that you impose the least onerous conditions.
Thank you. I am going to order that you're held on the bond of $35,000 cash and secured. If you are able to post bond and be released, you'll be released to pretrial services. You must submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. You may not have any contact with the alleged victim. You may not go to the alleged victim's residence. And you may not have any unsupervised contact with minors. And you must contact your assigned probation officer on the first working day following release from custody. I will set your next court date as a preliminary hearing. That will be on November 14th at 1:30. If you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand, Mr. Foster?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Thank you. That's all for today.
Judge, just give everybody a heads up. I'm sending an amended on one of the other individuals shortly.
Yes.
Your Honor, did you hear me?
I did.
Thank you.
It's not unsupervised. Good morning. Please state your name.
My name is Joshua Lee Beckford.
Mr. Beckford, this is the time for your initial appearance. You are here this morning on charges of domestic violence, aggravated assault. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the public defender's office to represent you. And we are going to discuss your conditions of release this morning. I have reviewed the interim complaint, which describes the circumstances surrounding your arrest. And I have also reviewed information provided. I have reviewed the county attorney's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $15,000.
Your Honor,
Yes.
that was the one I just sent the
sorry.
recommendation on. The state's recommendation is more in line with the details of the alleged offense, 35,000.
35,000? Okay.
35, like the previous one, Your Honor.
So I have reviewed was anything else amended besides the amount?
No, Your Honor.
I have reviewed the county attorney's amended recommendation, and I have reviewed information provided by pretrial services. That lets me know whether you have any criminal history or not, as well as whether there are any active orders of protection. It also lets me know what information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community or any references, and it contains their assessments and recommendations. And would the state like to be heard any further regarding its recommendation?
No, Your Honor.
And defense.
Yes, Your Honor. One moment, please. Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to highlight that Mr. Beckford only scored a 1 for both the new criminal activity and failure to appear score. He has no priors. It looks like he was the petitioner in an order of protection. Additionally, I note that the victim does not object to his release, and he is self-employed. So we're asking that if you are not willing to give him a chance on pretrial services, that you impose a nominal bond.
Thank you. I am going to order that you're held on a bond of $15,000, cash or secured. If you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial services. You may not commit any acts of domestic violence. You may not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. You may not possess any firearms or weapons. No contact with the alleged victim. Do not go to her residence or workplace. And your next court date will be scheduled as a preliminary hearing on November 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you have been released and fail to appear for that hearing, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand, Mr. Beckford?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
So I am ordering that you're held on a bond of $15,000, cash or secured. If you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial services. You may not have any contact with the alleged victim. That starts immediately. You may not go to the place where she's living or working. And I'm setting a preliminary hearing for you on November 14th at 1:30. You'll also get that in writing. And if you fail to appear for that hearing after being released, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand the consequences of failing to appear for court?
Yes.
All right. That's all for today. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. What was that number? Sound broke up.
Let me just double check. I think it was 15.
Thank you.
Yes.
Morning.
Good morning. Please state your name, sir.
Chase Arthur Brewer.
Mr. Brewer, this is the time for your initial appearance on a few different matters. You have new felony charges of weapons misconduct, possessing a weapon as a prohibited possessor. It looks like there are also some warrants. So there's a warrant out of Sierra Vista for a number of charges, including trafficking in stolen property, forgery, theft, possession of marijuana for sale and production, and then 6 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia. Looks like the warrant was issued in the amount of $10,000. And there is also a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court for charges of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia from 2015. The warrant was issued in 2015.
I don't know where it is.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in the Pima County felony charges. And we are going to discuss your conditions of release today. So I have reviewed the interim complaint describing the circumstances surrounding your arrest on the new felony charges. I have also reviewed the warrants that we went over, and I have reviewed information provided by pretrial services, which lets me know whether you have any prior felony convictions. It also lets me know what information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community or any references. And it outlines the history of the Pima County warrant case in terms of when summons were issued and failures to appear, things like that. And then it contains their assessments and recommendations. The Pima County Attorney's Office submitted recommendations that you be held on the new case in the amount of $10,000 in lieu of requesting no bond, as under the Arizona Constitution, if you are on pretrial release for a felony offense and you pick up a new allegation of a felony offense, you are not eligible for bail. And then they are recommending that you be held on a bond of $2,000 in the case, the Pima County case that was in warrant status. Would the state like to be heard further?
Because neither case is in the same procedural posture, they cannot be concurrent.
Thank you. And defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. If you are inclined to uphold the warrant amounts in the other Pima County case and the Sierra Vista warrant, the 2,000 and the 10,000, then we would ask that you impose a nominal bond of like 500 for the new felony matter. The reason being because those are going to be consecutive, and because Mr. Brewer has been in Tucson for the past 10 years and has housing. Both of those are verified by his girlfriend. He is employable, and his girlfriend did indicate she can take third-party custody and provide transportation. This is also classified as a nonviolent offense.
Thank you.
And he has indicated he was unaware of these other warrants.
Sir,
Thank you.
Great. In the new felony matter, I am going to order that you're held on a bond of $5,000 cash or secured. If you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services. Oops, this is the wrong one. I'm in the other case. I've just noticed, so I'm going to start with that one. In the warrant case from 2015 out of Pima County Superior Court, a bond of $500 cash or secured, pretrial services. If you post that bond, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, and your next court date will be an arraignment on November 12th at 1:30. If you are out of custody and fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. And then we will go into the new case. And on that one, I am going to order a bond of $5,000 cash or secured. If you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. If you do have any firearms, you must surrender them to local law enforcement. And your next court date will be a preliminary hearing. That is on November 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And if you are out of custody and fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. And then on the out of county matter, I have been instructed by administrative order to give the highest priority to the bond amount set by the out of county judge. Looking at the list of charges, $10,000 does seem appropriate, so I will order a $10,000 cash or secured bond in that case. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with the alleged victims of the stolen property, forgery, theft charges. and do not return to the incident locations. And I'm going to set a review hearing in about 30 days to see if you have been released either on bond or to Sierra Vista. And if you are still in custody, here locally, the jail will make you available for that hearing. If you have been released, then you will not need to worry about that hearing on December 4th at 9 a.m. We will simply stop reviewing the out-of-county warrant. We've gone over a number of things, Mr. Brewer. Do you understand the consequences of failing to appear for court?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's all for today. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, who did you appoint as counsel?
Oh, let me go back and look because it's the Public Defender's Office.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please state your name.
Janae Elkins.
Ms. Elkins, this is the time for your initial appearance. You are here this morning on charges of theft of means of transportation and burglary in the 3rd degree. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you. We are going to discuss your conditions of release. I have reviewed the interim complaint as well as pretrial services information and the Pima County Attorney's recommendation that you be held without bond at this time. Under the Arizona Constitution, if you are on pretrial release for an existing felony case and you receive new felony charges, you are not eligible for bail. So what I would be doing is ordering that you're held without bond today and setting a hearing next week on November 10th at 2:30. Because the state does need to prove a couple of additional elements in order to continue holding you without bond. At that hearing, the state will either recommend a bond and conditions of release or present their evidence, and the judge will decide whether to continue holding you without bond or to set conditions of release for you. I also need to set a preliminary hearing, and I'm going to set that for November 13th at 1. That will be at Green Valley Justice Court. If you are out of custody at that time and fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand, Ms. Elkins? Anything further, counsel?
No,
No, Judge.
Your Honor.
Thank you. That's all for today.
Grinos.
Please state your name.
Joshua Enos.
Mr. Enos, this is the time for your initial appearance. You're here this morning on charges of aggravated assault with a dangerous instrument. There are 3 counts of that. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And we are going to discuss your conditions of release this morning. Counsel is seated with you for that purpose. I have reviewed the interim complaint describing the circumstances surrounding your arrest. I have also reviewed information provided by pretrial services, including whether or not you have any felony convictions and what information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community or any references. And it also contains their assessments and recommendations. I have also reviewed the county attorney's recommendation that you be held on a bond of $10,000. Would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. And defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Joshua has no prior convictions, no prior felony or misdemeanor convictions, as I can tell. He scored only a 2 for both the new criminal activity and failure to appear scale. He is a lifelong Tucson resident and has housing. Nobody was also injured in this case. So for those reasons, we're asking that he be given a chance on pretrial services. And if the court is not inclined to do that, then a nominal bond.
Mr. Enos, I am going to order that you're held on a bond of $2,500 cash or secured. If you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services. You'll have to submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. And your next court date will be scheduled as a preliminary hearing. Oh, also no contact with the alleged victims. You may not return to the incident location. Your next court date will be a preliminary hearing on November 14th at 1:30. If you are out of custody and fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand, Mr. Enos?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. That's all for today.
McFarland.
Please state your name.
Alexander Blair McFarland.
Mr. McFarland, this is the time for your initial appearance on a couple of different matters. You have new charges of possession of a dangerous drug, and then you are also here on a warrant, which was issued in September when you failed to appear for an arraignment in a case involving charges alleged to have occurred in 2022 of unlawful flight from law enforcement. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the public defender's office to represent you. We are going to discuss your conditions of release, and I have reviewed the interim complaint for the new charge, which details the circumstances that led to the allegations. I have also reviewed the warrant that I actually issued, and I have reviewed information provided by pretrial services. That lets me know whether you have any prior felony convictions. It also lets me know what information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community and any references. It also kind of details how the 2022 allegations came forward.
I was not aware of those.
Thank you. And it looks like you might be eligible for a pre-indictment diversion program known as STEPS. That is a program that connects you with a substance abuse treatment provider, and if you successfully complete the requirements of that program, it is possible that the state may not go forward with the felony drug charges. Are you interested in that program?
Would it mean I get released today?
It doesn't have any impact on whether you get released today. It's just an opportunity to perhaps have those felony charges dismissed if you successfully complete the program. If you are interested, what I'm going to do is set a hearing for 1 week from today to determine if you are eligible for that program. At that hearing, you would also have the opportunity to learn more about the program, speak with an attorney and service providers, and decide if you want to join if you are eligible.
I guess, you know.
All right. So I will set a hearing on November 12th at 9 a.m. to determine if you are eligible for the STEPS program, and if so, would you like to join it?
Your Honor, if I may be heard before you said that.
Oh, sure.
I was going to argue that there is no probable cause for drug possession in this case. As far as I can tell from the interim complaint, it looks like methamphetamine was found in a public restroom that Mr. McFarland had left. And after being Mirandized, he did not admit to the drugs being his. They were not found on his person. I'm not seeing any indication that the drugs were indeed in his possession. And the officer notes, himself and his training and experience, people who use illegal drugs don't leave them laying in places unattended for others to find. So I think that goes against his own probable cause statement for it being Mr. McFarland's meth.
Would the state like to be heard on probable cause?
State submits.
I am going to find probable cause today. And so I will set the STEPS hearing, and then I am going to order I guess we didn't talk about the recommendations yet. The state is recommending that the warrant amount be upheld on the 2022 allegations, and the state is recommending a bond of $2,500 in lieu of no bond. But I'm not sure that he qualifies as being on release in the other case.
In then that's just a straight $2,500, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So in both cases, I am going to order that you.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, can I be heard?
I'm going to order that he's released on pretrial services.
Okay, then great.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. And the preliminary hearing, would you like to waive that out to 45 days or no?
One moment, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so
Pulling her shop at the page.
for the new charges, I will schedule the preliminary hearing for December 19th at 1:30. If you fail to appear and that hearing goes forward, a warrant can issue for your arrest. And then in the older case, I will order setting your next hearing as an arraignment. And that is on November 12th at 1:30.
I also have support November 12th for something. It's for suspended license.
It's a city court case.
No, it's Pima County Justice Court.
Your Honor, Mr. McFarland is informing me that he has a court hearing in city court or just
It's just
in justice court on the 12th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So is the arraignment on that day going to conflict with that? And if so, is it possible to move?
Yes, I will schedule the arraignment for the day before on November 11th at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, that's all for today.
And then, I'm sorry, was that steps hearing also November 11th, a week from today?
I think it was the 12th. Let me just double check. The 12th at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
because the 11th is a holiday. So
Oh,
I actually cannot set the arraignment on the 12th. It'll have to be on the 13th. Will you fix that? Okay.
Okay, so steps on the 12th, arraignment on the 13th.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Mm. This misdemeanor? Oh, it says that a probation violation is issued, but I don't see any paperwork that he was on probation, and I don't see a petition to revoke. Where do you see the probation violation? Oh, and then on this page? Right here. Oh, so that's not checked. Oh, the fact that it was standing out in bold made me. Okay, thank you. All right. Please state your name.
Morning, Clark.
Miss McHarg, this is the time for your initial appearance on a couple of different matters. You have new felony charges of possession of narcotic paraphernalia, possession of a dangerous drug, and possession of a narcotic drug. And then you also have a Tucson City Court case on charges of driving under the influence, for which a warrant was issued in August of 2023 when you failed to appear for court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in both cases. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice in the misdemeanor charge. In certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed to represent you. Your previous attorney was withdrawn when you failed to appear. And in the felony matter, you do have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the legal defender's office to represent you. We are going to discuss your conditions of release today, and I have reviewed the Tucson City Court file. I have also reviewed the interim complaint describing the circumstances surrounding the new charges, and information from pretrial services, which lets me know whether you have any prior felony convictions. It also lets me know what information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community and any references. It also contains their assessments and recommendations. I have also reviewed the county attorney's recommendation that you be released to pretrial services on the new felony offense. And counsel, would you be willing to discuss briefly with the defendant if there's any reasonable cause for her failure to appear in the Tucson City Court misdemeanor case?
Sure, Your Honor, one moment.
Thank you.
Your Honor, how do you say her last name? Miss McHarg informed me that she was under the impression the DUI was dismissed and was not aware that it was still active until she was arrested last night. And she has indicated that she would go to future court dates if the court released her.
All right, Ms. McHarg, on the Tucson City Court case, I am going to give you another chance to appear. Your next court date will be December 8th at 9 a.m. You must abide by any previously ordered conditions of release. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no driving without a valid license. And then on the felony matter, I will order that you are released to pretrial services. It looks like you may also be eligible for a STEPS pre-indictment diversion program. That is a program that connects you with a substance abuse treatment provider. And if you successfully complete the requirements of that program, it is possible that the state will not go forward with the felony drug charges against you. Are you interested in that program?
Yeah.
Great. So I will set a hearing for November 12th at 9 a.m. That hearing is to determine if you are eligible for the pre-indictment diversion program, and if so, whether you would like to join after learning more about it and speaking with an attorney. I also need to set a preliminary hearing for you in the felony matter. Usually that has to occur within 20 days. However, would you like to waive that out to 45 days to give you time to potentially join the STEPS program? All right.
Yes.
I will set your preliminary hearing for December 19th at 1:30. If you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. That's all for today.
Thank you.
Ready? Well, trying my leg, go to sleep. Um, okay, you're just gonna go to sleep. You're the one. Help.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Ndeshime Burungi.
Mr. Bruni, this is the time for your initial appearance. You're here on a couple of different matters. You have misdemeanor charges out of Tucson City Court that were in warrant status, including criminal trespass, resisting arrest, shoplifting, and 2 more criminal trespass charges. You also have new felony charges, including possession of a narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent on all of these matters. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the public defender's office in the felony case. In the misdemeanor case, you always have the right to hire your own attorney, and under certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf. We are going to discuss your conditions of release today, and I have reviewed the interim complaint describing the circumstances surrounding your arrest. I have also reviewed information provided by pretrial services, which lets me know whether you have any prior felony convictions. It also lets me know what information you were able to provide regarding and any references, as well as pretrial services assessments and recommendations. It looks like you may be eligible for the STEPS Pre-Indictment Diversion Program. That is a program that connects you with a substance abuse treatment provider, and if you successfully complete the requirements of the program, it is possible that the state will not go forward with the felony drug charges against you. Are you interested in that program?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to set a hearing on November 12th at 9 a.m. To determine if you are eligible for the STEPS program, and if so, for you to decide if you would like to join it after learning more about it. And let's see, the county attorney has recommended that you be held on a bond of $2,500 on the new felony charges. Would the state like to be heard further? And it looks like you are muted.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. And defense.
Your Honor, I would highlight that this was a non-violent offense and ask that you impose the least onerous conditions.
Thank you. Great. So in the felony charges, I am going to order a bond of $500 cash or secured. If you're released, you'll be released to pretrial services. You'll be required to submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and no firearms or weapons. Your next court date after the STEPS hearing will be a preliminary hearing on November 14th. And if you are out of custody and fail to appear for that hearing, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. And then in the misdemeanor cases, I am also going to order a bond of $500, cash or secured. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No contact with the alleged victims of the trespassing charges. Do not return to that incident location. I will appoint the City of Tucson Public Defender to represent you. And if you remain in custody, your next court date will be November 14th at 1:45 for a video review. However, if you've posted bond and been released, then the city court will vacate that date. And instead, your court date will be December 8th at 2 p.m. And if you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's all for today. Mr. Barungi. Oh, Mr. Barungi, before you go, could I just ask you to confirm your date of birth? Sorry.
Oh, 01/01/99.
Thank you. That's all. You're welcome. Please state your name. Oh, I think you're muted.
Patrick Sean Valenzuela.
Mr. Valenzuela, this is the time for your initial appearance on a couple of different matters. You have new felony charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of a dangerous drug. You also have a Tucson City Court case that was in warrant status on charges of shoplifting and assault. You have the right to remain silent in both matters. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney in the felony case, and it is ordered appointing the public defender's office to represent you. In the misdemeanor case, you always have the right to hire an attorney of your choice, and under certain circumstances, an attorney may be appointed on your behalf. We are going to talk about your conditions of release, and I have reviewed the interim complaint, which describes the circumstances surrounding your arrest. I have also reviewed information provided by pretrial services that lets me know whether you have any prior felony convictions, and if so, what those look like. It also lets me know what information you were able to provide regarding your ties to the community and any references, as well as their assessments and recommendations. Let's see. And it looks like you may be eligible for the STEPS pre-indictment diversion program on those felony drug charges. That is a program that connects you with a substance abuse treatment provider. If you successfully complete the requirements of the diversion program, then it's possible that the state will not go forward with these felony drug charges against you. Are you interested in that program?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
Right, so I'm going to set a hearing for November 12th. That's at 9 a.m. The purpose of that hearing is to determine if you are eligible for the diversion program, and if so, for you to decide whether you want to join it after you've learned more about it. And then the state is recommending that you be held on a bond of $5,000, cash or secured. Would the state like to be heard further?
No, Judge.
Thank you. And defense.
Yes, Your Honor. It looks like Mr. Valenzuela has been living in Tucson since 30 years now. He has part-time employment and he also has housing. So we request the court to release him to the pretrial services. If the court is not inclined to that, then we request less onerous conditions, Judge.
Thank you.
The victims.
Judge, if I may be heard.
Yeah.
Judge Mr. Valenzuela is indicating that he has an appointment at the VA tomorrow for a substance abuse treatment program, Judge.
Thank you. All right. On the felony matter, Mr. Valenzuela, I am going to order that you're held on a bond of $1,500 cash or secured. If you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. And I will set your preliminary hearing for November 14th at 1:30. If you are out of custody and fail to appear for that hearing, a warrant can issue for your arrest. And then we will turn to the city court case. On that case, I am going to order that you are released on your promise to appear. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No contact with the alleged victim of the shoplifting or assault. Do not return to the incident location. If there were additional prior conditions of release, abide by those as well. And I will appoint the City of Tucson public defender to represent you. Your next court date will be on December 19th. That is at 9 a.m.
Can I say, oh, sorry.
Oh, it's before Judge Maldonado at Tucson City Court, and if you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. What would you like to say?
I was hoping that maybe I could get like a lesser bond because $1,500 my family doesn't have right now to spend, but my appointment at the VA tomorrow is really important to me. Like I set it out months ago, and it's to start my treatment for substance abuse. Like it does mean really a lot to me, but $1,500 is outside of my limits of being able to pay. And I'm just really trying not to miss that appointment. Like it's really important to me, Your Honor. So I please ask if you could possibly get that lowered or maybe not have it. Like tomorrow is a big day for me, for my life to change.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that the appointment was at the VA earlier.
Yes.
Given that, I will change the bond to $500.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
That's all for today. Yep.
Let's see there.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Cynthia Woodsworth.
Ms. Woodsworth, this is the time for your initial appearance. Let me see. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. That's
To be honest, I haven't made a phone call. I don't even know my charges.
I'm about to tell you. Okay. So you are here this morning on felony charges. You are charged with aggravated assault on a peace officer. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing the public defender's office to represent you. We are going to discuss your conditions of release today, and you do have counsel seated with you for the purposes of that hearing. I have reviewed the interim complaint that describes the circumstances surrounding your arrest, and I have also reviewed information provided by pretrial services that lets me know whether you have any prior felony convictions or not. It also lets me know what information you provided regarding your ties to the community or any references. And it contains their assessments and recommendations. And then I have reviewed the county attorney's recommendation. They're recommending that you be held on a bond of $5,000. Would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. And defense.
Thank you, Judge. It looks like Ms. Woodsworth has no priors, Judge. Her new conviction, new criminal activity scale is also 2. Officer didn't sustain any injuries, Judge. She has possibility of employment, and she also has possibility of filing, Judge. So we requested court to release her to pretrial services.
Great. I am going to order that you are held on a bond of $1,500, cash or secured. If you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, no contact with the alleged victim. And your next court date will be a preliminary hearing on November 14th at 1:30. If you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand, Ms. Woodsworth?
I do. I do. I was going to see, I haven't been employed. I'm here staying with my mother. She had a stroke.
Mhm.
And so limited funds are, everything is paid by for her. And she's retired, so she's on a very limited budget. So if we could lessen that bond, that would be much appreciated.
At this time, I am not going to change my order. That's all for today. Thank you.
So now I can make a phone call.
Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Jumper, citations charging you with domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment, domestic violence, disorderly conduct. Looks like these are a reduction from what was originally filed as a felony. We'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Set a bond of $1,500.
Your Honor, can I ask again what the charges are?
Yeah, it's domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment, and domestic violence, disorderly conduct.
As far as I was aware, those were dismissed today.
And refiled as misdemeanors. That's correct.
Okay.
Your bond on these is going to be $1,500. Again, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons. Your next court date will be November the 12th at 1:30 in the afternoon, in or out of custody. Okay, thank you.
Sir.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Richard Andrew Robles III.
I have several things here for you. I have charges from June 26th of this year for possession of paraphernalia. Looks like you were supposed to be in Florida on September the 29th after pretrial services released you. Remaining in the park after hours on July the 26th. Again, failing to appear in court. And charges from August 16th for criminal trespass, possession of food and drugs, possession of paraphernalia, and again, failures to appear in court. We'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Hold you on a $250 bond. Your next court date, if you are still in custody, is November the 14th at 1:45. You're not to go back to 2835 North Stone or 245 East Glen. No alcohol or illegal drugs. If you've posted the bond, your court date will be December the 8th at 9 a.m. in Tucson City Court.
Okay, so I have a bond of 250.
Correct. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We go to Senate.
You want to send over Rodriguez's paperwork for him too? And I did do him in absentia, so to speak.
And then, Your Honor,
Yes.
Rodriguez, Hill, and Leone, all three refused to go court.
Yep. You should have paperwork on all three of them very shortly, if not.
Sounds good, Your Honor. The Hill, climb up the stairs. Gallego, right behind him. Falling on. Get in line. Pat. Rojo, get in line. Not yet. Harvey. Milnes. The Hill, you're gonna sit on that base chair for the monitor right there. Even if you're staying around, stay there. Yeah.
wait a moment while everybody files in the courtroom.
One more coming, Your Honor.
Hmm?
One more. All right, you're good. Everybody's in here. Sit down right there.
All right. This is addressed to everyone who's there in the courtroom. Good evening. I'm Judge Shayette. This is the time set for initial appearances, arraignments on these misdemeanor matters for the most part. The time for it to be formally advised of charge against you, for me to set conditions of release in your next court date. Conditions of release will always include that you violate no laws, that you appear at all court dates. If any of your matters are class 1 misdemeanors, it will also include that you remain within the state of Arizona unless you receive permission of the court to leave the state. There may be additional conditions based on your history, your circumstances, and the events that occurred. It is not the time to talk about facts of cases or ask that charges be dismissed. In fact, I'd suggest that you not discuss the facts of cases with anyone other than your attorney. If you're going to be held in custody, you'll be appointed an attorney. If you're being released, you will not be appointed an attorney for the most part. And you, sir, are?
Matt Cahill.
Mr. Cahill, I have charges here that go back to July 12th of last year for excessive speed and having alcohol in an open container of alcohol in a motor vehicle. Looks like you were supposed to be in court in August of last year and you didn't show up.
Right.
What makes me think if I release you, you're going to show up next time?
Well, I was hoping I could get the court date in Tucson instead of
No, you cannot.
Sahuarita. No, okay.
The
Well,
court in
just
Sahuarita, the court date's in Sahuarita.
okay. Well, I learned my lesson, so I will show up.
I will give you a chance. You need to be in Sahuarita court on December the 9th at 8:30 in the morning. You're not to
Okay.
drive without a valid license, and you probably
Yes,
do
ma'am.
not have a valid license because you didn't appear.
Correct.
And also no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Thank you, Mr. Cahill.
Right, sir, go to stand up. Go out that door, down the stairs, 6 minutes. Gallego. Stay right here, miss.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Eva Gallego, good evening.
Ms. Gallego. Citation here charging you with threats and intimidation alleged to have occurred earlier today in the vicinity of your residence. Your next court date is going to be the 14th of November at 10:30 in the morning in the Pima County Justice Court. You'll be released on your signature and promise to appear. Conditions are no acts of domestic violence, no contact with Jose Gutierrez. You don't go to his residence or workplace. You can go back with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Thank you, Ms. Gallego.
Thank you.
You ready? Out the door, down the stairs, sit with the females. Moliner.
Not jail. There's a notation on the On the roster that says PCJ, I can't seem to find anything that indicates that he does he have another hold? Oh,
Yes, Your Honor, he's here serving time till,
pardon me?
this is the jail, he's here, scheduled to do 180 days for Superior Court.
All right. Thank you. I have charges here from November 13th of 2020 for threats and intimidation. Looks like you were supposed to be in court sometime in July. We'll appoint Douglas Taylor to represent you on these charges. Hold you on a $100 bond. Set your court date for 1 o'clock tomorrow. You need to abide by any previous conditions of release in terms of contact or return. Right. Thank you, Mr. Molinar.
Thank you, sir. I'm going upstairs with emails. There's chats right here. Yes.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Mercy Pete.
Citations charging you with criminal trespass and violating the court order. Apparently you've been told.
I know, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
This guy, don't talk.
The question is, if I release you, or you're going to show up in court and stay away from there.
Yes. Mr. Justice. It's just someone tainted the story there, and you can't have.
Stop.
All right.
You really don't want to talk about it, and you don't go there.
All right. You are right. You're right. I was wrong.
All right. Your next court date is the 18th. That's 10 o'clock in the morning in the South Tucson City Court. You understand that?
Okay. And do I get released today?
Yes. And if you need some services, check with the transition center before you leave the building.
Oh, thank you. So I could just get released out to the bus stop?
Pardon me?
Or I get released out to the bus stop or the sidewalk?
Miss Smith, we'll worry about that when it's
While for them to release you, but then you can go to the transition center that's right outside the building there. And they can help you with any temporary needs you might have.
Oh, wait, like transportation?
Yes.
All right. Oh, thank you.
All right, man. Let's stand up. Out that door. Go ahead. Robo.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Ashley Rojo.
Ms. Rojo, I have a number of things here for you. Things from Justice Court, from Marana, and from Tucson City Court. We'll start with Justice Court charges from February 16th of this year for shoplifting, resisting arrest, possession of paraphernalia, and refusing to provide a truthful name when lawfully detained.
I always give the truthful name, but sorry, yes.
And then looks like you're supposed to be in court perhaps in April and didn't appear.
In April, I thought that was changed.
Well, that was better than 6 months ago.
Okay.
Thought it was changed. You should have been in court before now.
Yeah, well, I was going to rehab. I was waiting for a bed. I'm homeless, so I didn't get no. I call and I go in. I don't get letters or anything. I don't have nowhere to get now. But I've
You're
called
given
and
your
tried
court
to get
dates and then you
it.
leave the court. You're
Yeah,
given
I
court
know.
dates and it's your responsibility to keep track of them.
It,
I'm going to
it's not
appoint,
the
on
same.
this matter, I'm going to appoint Jessica Valdez to represent you. Your next court date will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
You're not to go to the incident location.
Yes.
No alcohol or illegal drugs.
Yes.
Then we have a warrant out of Marana. For shoplifting, possession of paraphernalia, failing to appear.
Can I do a video call for a video for that?
Tomorrow at noon. Bond on this one will be $250. Janet Altscher will represent you on this, and your court date, as I said, will be tomorrow at noon.
So I have fun.
$250 on that. And then I have quite a stack of files here out of Tucson City Court.
I thought that was dismissed. My mom went to court and they dropped the charges. With Judge Crenshaw is what she told me.
Well, we have brand new charges from today.
Yeah, that was. I really need to go to rehab.
Just listen, stop.
Lifting and possession of paraphernalia. We have charges here that go back to June of 2020. Domestic violence, disorderly conduct, 2 counts of contributing to the dependency of minors. And
Well, that was the one that I thought was dismissed.
Crenshaw did not dismiss the charges. I saw you July of 2023. And you eventually were out of custody. You posted a bond. And you didn't appear. Matter was going to be set for trials. You didn't appear at the time. And you didn't appear at an order to show cause. So the bond was forfeited. got criminal trespass charges from June 30th of 2022, along with a similar failure to appear history. Domestic violence disorderly conduct from August of 2022. Again, failures to appear. Another set of domestic violence charges from October of 2022. Domestic violence violation of a court order, January of 2023. Domestic violence violation of a court order, January of 2023. Domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct, June of 2023. Charges from earlier this year for criminal trespass, 620 on June 20th, failing to appear on July the 3rd. And charges for domestic violence disorderly conduct, 2 counts, one count of threats and intimidation from January the 11th of 2024. Bond is going to be $500 this time. If you post the bond, you need to appear on December the 5th at 9 a.m. If you haven't posted the bond, you'll be seen on November the 14th at about 1:45. No acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go back to 2890 North Campbell or 2550 North Dodge, and you need to abide by any prior conditions of release. Thank you, Ms. Van Syve.
Miss Romo, out the door, down the stairs, go to Pima. Harvey. Stay right there, please.
Good evening, and you are?
Darian Harvey.
Your next court date is going to be December the 9th at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. You'll be released on your signature and promise to appear on certain other conditions. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with Ivan or your daughter except through CPS or Superior Court approval. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You don't go to their residence or workplace. All right. Thank you, Ms. Harvey.
And at the door downstairs for convenience. Illness, Jacob.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Jacob Milnes.
Mr. Millis. I have several things here for you. I have charges from May the 12th of this year for criminal trespass at 3234 East Speedway, and then failing to appear in court on May the 27th. I have charges for possession of paraphernalia on May the 13th, failing to appear on May the 27th. Possession of paraphernalia on June the 20th, failing to appear on July the 3rd, and possession of paraphernalia on September the 10th, failing to appear on September the 23rd. What can I do to be sure you're going to show up in court next time?
Just my word.
Didn't you give your word to the police officers when they released you all those times?
Yeah, but I didn't have any way to keep track of time.
Then what makes me think you're going to show up in court if I release you now?
Because I have a way to keep track of time.
I'll give you one more chance. December the 2nd at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Tucson City Court. Between now and then, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go back to Miramonte Park or to 3234 East Speedway. you work on getting a substance abuse assessment and starting treatment. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Right? Thank you, Mr. Mullins.
Straight out the door, here's soup and nails. And down on that page here, on the one. Right here. Yeah, correct.
Judge, I believe that Mr. Aguirre will be needing a Spanish interpreter for his case, for his hearing today.
Interpreters on the line, Your Honor. Was that Mr. Aguirre?
Yeah.
Yes, Judge.
Sorry.
Mr. Aguirre, I have a couple of different things here for you.
Señora Aguirre, tengo varios cargos y casos pendientes con usted.
I have warrants out of Pima County Superior Court.
Aquí tengo una orden de arresto del tribunal, del Tribunal Superior del Condado de Pima,
Charging you with domestic violence, disorderly conduct,
acusándole de violencia intrafamiliar, alterar el orden público
and disorderly conduct.
y también alterar el orden público.
We'll set an arraignment date on these matters for November the 12th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Muy bien, vamos a fijar una audiencia de lectura de cargos en cuanto a estos cargos que acabo de mencionar. Was that the November 11th or 12th, Your Honor?
12th, the 11th holiday.
El 12 de noviembre a la 1:30 de la tarde.
And we'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Y vamos a nombrar la oficina del defensor público para representarlo.
Did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions of release on this charge only?
Y el abogado fiscal o el abogado defensor quiere hablar sobre condiciones de libertad en cuanto a estos dos cargos únicamente.
Nothing to add from the state, Judge.
La fiscalía no quiere agregar nada, su señoría.
Judge, given that Mr. Aguirre is here, has a DOC hold, I would just ask for a lower bond.
Su señoría, dado que el señor Aguirre tiene una orden de arresto del Departamento de, de Cárceles del federal, nosotros estamos pidiendo que usted ponga una fianza más baja.
Bond on this matter, these matters, because they're only charged as class 6 felonies, will be $25,000.
La fianza en cuanto a estos asuntos y la razón por la cual es porque son delitos mayores nada más de grado 6, van a ser, la fianza será $25,000.
In addition to standard conditions of release, which are you remain within the state of Arizona unless you receive permission to leave the state, that you violate no laws, that you appear at all court dates.
Muy bien, además de las condiciones normales de libertad provisional, lo cual es que usted no salga del estado de Arizona sin el permiso expreso del tribunal, que, que no esté en quebrantamiento de ninguna ley y que también llegue que se presente para todas sus audiencias.
No alcohol, illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons.
También nada de bebida alcohólica, ni tampoco drogas ilícitas, nada de armas de ninguna clase, ni tampoco violencia intrafamiliar.
No contact with the alleged victims, no go near the victim's residence and workplace.
Nada de contacto con las víctimas supuestas, ni tampoco puede ir a las residencias ni los lugares de trabajo de las víctimas supuestas.
I also have a warrant out of Pima County Justice Court.
También tengo una orden de detención que viene del Tribunal de Justicia del Condado de Pima.
Charging you with 1 count of first-degree murder.
Acusándolo de un cargo de asesinato de mi primer grado.
1 count of attempt to commit armed robbery.
Un cargo de intento de robo a mano armada.
6 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument.
6 cargos de agresión con agravantes con algún tipo de arma mortífera o algo de o con un instrumento peligroso.
2 counts of possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited possessor.
2 cargos de estar en posesión de un arma mortífera, viene siendo un poseedor prohibido.
Two counts of burglary in the first degree.
Y 2 cargos de escalamiento de morada en el primer grado.
We'll again appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges.
Otra vez vamos a nombrar a la oficina del defensor público para representarlo en cuanto a estos cargos.
No alcohol, no drugs, no firearms or weapons.
Nada de bebida alcohólica, nada de drogas, ni tampoco armas de fuego, ni tampoco ninguna otra clase de arma.
No contact with alleged victims or their families.
Nada de contacto con las víctimas supuestas, ni tampoco con las familias de las víctimas supuestas.
And you're not to go to their residences or workplaces.
No, ni tampoco puede ir a las residencias ni los lugares de trabajo de las víctimas supuestas.
Preliminary hearing date will be November the 14th at 1:30.
Audiencia preliminar se celebrará el 14 de noviembre a la 1:30 de la tarde.
And did either counsel wish to be heard further on condition?
Y el abogado fiscal o el abogado defensor quiere hablar más sobre condiciones de libertad. O
Nothing further from the state, Judge.
la fiscalía no quiere agregar nada a su señoría.
Judge, given that such a high bond would be akin to no bond, I would just ask for a lower bond.
Bueno, dado que la otra fianza es bastante alta, estoy pidiendo que, I'm sorry, this is the interpreter. Was that given that a higher bond would be akin to a lower bond? I'm asking for a lower bond. Was that what was said?
Would be akin to no bond. So she's asking.
Akin to no bond. Okay. Dado que una fianza muy grande sería lo mismo que nada de fianza, estamos pidiendo una fianza más baja.
Given the other holds, the amount of bond really isn't going to be a deciding factor. But given the nature of the charges, I will leave it at $1 million.
Bueno, dado que hay otras fianzas, la cantidad de la fianza no va a ser un factor decisivo, y tomando eso en cuenta voy a dejar la fianza en $1 millón.
And I would strongly suggest that you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney.
Y señor, sugiero que usted no hable con nadie sobre esta causa, con excepción de su abogado.
Thank you.
Gracias.
All right, in jail, do we have the rest of the defendants in the courtroom at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is addressed to everyone in the courtroom. Good evening. I'm Judge Shayette. This is the time set for initial appearances. That is the time for you to be formally advised of charges against you for immediate condition of release in your next court date. Standard conditions of release include that you do not leave the state of Arizona unless you receive permission of the court, that you violate no laws, that you appear at all court dates. All right, who's talking back there? Thank you. There would be additional conditions based on your history, your circumstances, and the events that occurred. It is not the time to talk about facts of cases. In fact, I would strongly suggest that you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney, and only when there are no other witnesses, no other people present. And you, sir, are
Benjamin Renegade, ma'am.
Mr. Aguirre. Interim complaint
Yes.
with misconduct involving weapons, that is being approved to possess and possession of firearms. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Judge, given the change in the law, the state is moving to dismiss without prejudice.
Okay, that's a switch from what you had on here. All right, that is a dismissal without prejudice, which means that the state may choose to refile those charges at a later time. So it'll be released on these matters. Thank you, Mr. Aguirre.
Your Honor, this is the interpreter. Wondering if there are any other Spanish, and if that's not the case, if maybe I could be excused.
I would say you can be excused. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Dr. Bleakmore.
Mr. Bleakmore. I've got a couple of things here for you. They're somewhat related, but two different levels, so they're in different courts. First thing I have for you is felony charge of aggravated domestic violence, aggravated assault. Alleged to have occurred earlier today. Will appoint public defender or legal advocate to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Nothing further from the state, Judge.
Judge, given that Mr. Moore has no recent failures to appear. He has only one prior felony conviction from 2004, and he has previously completed probation. I would ask for release of pretrial services. If the court is not inclined, then a reduction in the bond.
Preliminary hearing, it'll be November 14th at 2 o'clock, at 1:30 in the afternoon. Bond will be $20,000. For the bond is posted, you'll be in the supervision of pretrial services. No alcohol, illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons. No contact with alleged victims, that is your mother and your daughters. You're not to return to their residence except with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment. That's correct. At least not the two that are alleged to be victims in these matters. So substance abuse and behavioral health assessment and treatment as available in custody or under the direction of pretrial services if you are out of custody. We also have related misdemeanor charges. Two counts of domestic violence assault, 3 counts of domestic violence disorderly conduct. We'll appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Bond will be $2,500 on the city court charges. If you post the bond, your court date's December the 8th at 9:30. If you haven't posted, it'll be January the 4th or November the 14th at about 1:45. And again, behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment. Thank you, Mr. Bleakmore. Good evening, and you, sir, are
Ronald Hurt.
Mr. Hurt. I have a few things here for you. I have charges out of new charges charging you with robbery and organized retail theft alleged to have occurred earlier today. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on that. Either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions.
Nothing further from the state, Judge.
Judge, Mr. Hurd's last felony conviction is from 2015, and given that any bond would be akin to no bond, given that he would be unable to pay, I would ask for a reduction of the bond or release of pretrial services. However, if the court is not inclined, then a significant reduction of the bond.
Preliminary hearing date's going to be November the 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Bond is $3,500. If you post the bond, you'll be a distributor of pretrial services. That will include no alcohol or illegal drugs. Other monitoring and treatment as they determine. No firearms or weapons. No pepper spray. You don't go back to the incident location or any Target stores. Substance abuse and behavioral health assessment and treatment is available in custody or under the direction of pretrial services if you are out of custody. And again, other than in the course of that evaluation and treatment, I'd suggest you not discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney. I also have a stack of files here for you out of Tucson City Court.